The myth of the nine-tailed fox has personally allured me since I was a child. As a lover of folklore and mythology since my early days, when I first laid my eyes on this enchanting creature, like most, I was entranced. As an honor of my appreciation towards the captivating nine-tailed fox, I've dedicated this, my first episode, towards it. Hello everyone, my name is Elizabeth, and welcome to Languages and Lore. This is a podcast dedicated to exploring the world through its folklore in short, bite-sized episodes. If you're interested in history, mythology, or cultural exploration, you're in the right place. As I stated before, this episode is dedicated to the all-alluring nine-tailed fox. The nine-tailed fox, like most East Asian mythology, began in China. The Shanhai Jiang, or in English, Classic of Mountains and Seas, is one of the earliest depictions of the nine-tailed fox. During this initial depiction, the nine-tailed fox, or Jiu Hu, sets the record for preying on humans and being mischievous. As you track this folklore into Japan, the kitsune, and Korea, the gumiho, you begin to realize that despite the multiple varied tales and appearances, there's one thing these creatures always have in common. They are extremely cunning. Similar to how foxes are often portrayed in Aesop's fables or in other Western fairy tales, nine-tailed foxes are often known for their deceiving personalities. They are even commonly depicted as shapeshifters, transforming into various animals or beautiful women to lead men towards their untimely demise for their own personal gain. However, to label these creatures as blatantly malicious would be incorrect. In fact, nine-tailed foxes are more akin to yin and yang, a balance between good and evil, right in the sweet spot of being morally gray. Many of these foxes are portrayed as even causing good luck or having healing abilities. In Japanese culture, it is even stated that they're good-natured and reliable allies to the humans. So, despite their tendency for trouble, labeling one as all bad is not true. Like humans, their complexity is much deeper than that. With various interpretations of their powers, it seemed that anything that appeared mystical can be tied back to a different power of a different type of nine-tailed fox. For example, you have the celestial or sky fox, which can manipulate nature, cause storms, and even talk to gods. In contrast, you have the dark fox that lives in shadows or the underworld and is commonly called a ghost or demon, and it supposedly changes its appearance just to scare others. However, one of the biggest cornerstones of the mythical fox is that it apparently never originally had 9 tails at all. As the story goes, the Jiu Hu was originally a normal fox until it reached around a century old. Shortly after reaching this age, it started growing tails, each of which grew the fox's power and abilities. As it eventually reached 9 tails in total, it gained immortality and power equal to a god. It was from this that the rumor started of these multi-tailed foxes consuming human energy, blood, and life sources in order to expand its lifespan to thousands of years in order to achieve this goal. Overall, although the nine-tailed fox's story might be slightly ominous, it still maintains a sense of intrigue as it still finds our way into modern Eastern media. Whether you think it's a friend or a foe, you can't deny that it is ultimately captivating. Thank you all for listening to today's episode. If you have any recommendations for future folklore or mythology to cover, please feel free to leave it in the comments below. Please also feel free to rate or subscribe or whatever the option is on the platform that you're listening to this podcast to. This is my passion project as a high school student that I complete in my free time. Although my research may not be completely perfect, I still try to reach from reliable sources in order to share the love of folklore that I personally have garnered since I was a kid. So, thank you again. I hope to see you soon.